Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you the best attacking setups, strategies and positioning on the new Valorant map, Ascent. Ascent is completely different to the other three maps that were in the beta. It has a large middle lane with access to both sides and two smaller side lanes straight into either side. As the middle courtyard is so expansive, you can't just set down a couple of tripwires and get on with the game like other maps. First, let's talk about a full A push through A main. This push is the easiest to watch the flank of, as the enemies have to either push through your spawn or mid-top. My favourite setup for this is to tripwire either side of the corner here and put my cam behind these boxes. You can use your cam on the wall to give more view of mid, but this is always getting destroyed. I then play patiently behind this wall here, allowing my team to push safely through A main. If someone is caught on your wires, you can either peek them or shoot them through this wall. Or if you want to save your tripwires, you can use your camera to mark and kill them before they get onto the wires. When you are playing next to this wall, you're vulnerable from A main, so make sure your team has pushed into A main before going onto your camera. If your team are struggling to get into sight, you may need to make a play to help them and push up the mid catwalk into A cubby. From here you can either go into sight from the side or up into A rafters. This is of course risky and you're open to a lot of angles as you push down the catwalk, but later in the round the enemies are likely to have rotated fully to A site to help with defending the rest of your team's push. And if your team aren't getting anywhere, you have to take risks, otherwise you aren't going to win the round. You can also hold mid from B lobby or mid link, whilst having a tripwire in B main and a camera on the wall here to watch the courtyard. This allows you to safely peek anyone walking through mid to stop them flanking your team, whilst also having your back covered to anyone coming through from B side. This is a good variation if your other setup is too predictable, but you're further away from your team if you need to help them. Next, let's talk about a mid push. Because of the distance between the A and B lobbies, it's impossible for you to hold both of them at once by yourself. If your team is solely attacking mid and not watching the flanks at all, if you're quick in the buy phase you can place a tripwire here in A lobby, whilst also using the camera on the wall. I'll then run back through my spawn to B lobby and place a tripwire in B main after the round starts. Make sure the tripwire at A is at waist level so the enemies can't jump over it or duck under it, as if they manage to sneak past it and come up behind your team in mid, you will lose the round. I'll then hold B lobby and kill anyone coming from B site, whilst giving callouts to my team if the tripwire at A site is broken or if I see anyone on my camera. The final common attacking push is into B site from B lobby, with maybe an element of a split push through mid as well. If this is the case, I'll use the same tripwire in A lobby, but I'll put the camera on the back wall here. I'll then hold this angle from mid top across the courtyard. When holding this position, make sure you aren't visible to anyone in the mid cubby or mid bottom. This stops anyone crossing the courtyard into B lobby to flank your team. You should also be able to see and kill anyone before they get an angle on them, unless they stick tightly to the wall of the catwalk, and you can easily get a kill on anyone if they try to come through A lobby and flank you. If after a few rounds no one is pushed through A lobby, I'll move my camera to mid top, placing it as close to the floor as possible. You can use it to watch the catwalk from safety, but it's not going to get destroyed like if it was used higher up on the wall. If the team gets into the B site, I'll pick up the camera, then walk down the catwalk and put a tripwire in the door to A link. You can now go into mid Pisa and flank anyone in mid market, or hold the defenders rotating through their spawn from A. Your tripwires will let you know if there are any late enemy rotates through mid or your spawn, or I'll place my camera here to watch the defender spawn and go and hold a position in B site. If you want to play Cypher more aggressively and help with your team's push instead of holding the flank, you can use your cyber cages creatively to block lines of sight and then use your tripwire and camera to defend the site after your team has planted the bomb. If you're helping the team and pushing into A site, I'd still use one tripwire in the A lobby. When we take site, I'll cyber cage the top of rafters, then I'll close the door to A link and also cyber cage that. Finally, I'll use my camera to watch the defender's entrance to rafters, then I'll play in A main as long as I can still see the bomb. Now you can stall the enemies with your cages, see any pushes on your camera from safety. Remember, your tripwire will alert you if the enemies are pushing through the A lobby behind you. If you're pushing B site, I'll tripwire the attacker's entrance to B main, then use my cages through the holes at the top of the wall. This one blocks the line of sight from anyone holding here, this one stops vision from mid market, and this one from the defender's spawn. If we've planted the bomb, I'll use my camera on the wall here to give vision of the market and spawn, and I'll tripwire one of the entrances to site. If I'm the only person left, I'll use my camera on the back of site here and play from behind the boxes, as it's much less expected than playing in the back area. I'll then use the information from my camera to take out anyone pushing, as you can easily cover both entrances using the boxes as cover. Due to the size and openness of Ascent, I much prefer watching the flank on this map than helping with the push, but sometimes it's necessary. By watching the flank, you can pretty safely cut the map in half, letting your team get on with the site execute whilst not having to worry about being snuck up on. If you want attacking guides for the other maps in the game, please check out this playlist. If you enjoyed the video or learnt something new, please subscribe. I've made other videos about Ascent, so check them out here. Thanks for watching!